On the edge of Waterford, Connecticut, where the land meets the sea, you'll find a hospital. This hospital has had many uses, including a mental health hospital and a tuberculosis sanatorium. If you know anything about this location, you'll know I'm talking about Seaside Sanatorium. Seaside Sanatorium was originally created by the state of Connecticut as a tuberculosis sanatorium. The point of the hospital was to care for and treat children with tuberculosis. At the time, sunshine and seaside air was thought to be therapeutic for children with tuberculosis, so naturally the State TB Commission chose a location on the sea. They hired the well-known Catskill Bear to design the buildings on the campus. Catskill Bear had designed many well-known buildings, including the Woolworth Building, Supreme Court Building, and the lesser-known New Haven Union Station. He incorporated the same level of detail in his other buildings into Seaside Sanatorium. Seaside Sanatorium was one of Catskill Bear's final works, and he took great pride in it. The sanatorium opened in 1934, the same year Cass died. Seaside had many features designed to treat tuberculosis. The ground floor consisted of a lobby, cafetorium, rec room, and locker room, while the second floor had more rooms dedicated to treating the bacteria, including a ward and deck so the children could soak in the fresh air. As the 1950s came, less and less people needed sanatoriums to treat their tuberculosis. With this came the decline of sanatoriums, and eventually, in 1958, Seaside Sanatorium was closed. But this wasn't the end of its life, because later Seaside was turned into a geriatric hospital. With this came some changes to the main hospital building, including closing in the decks to make a larger interior. However, Seaside wasn't a geriatric hospital for long and was turned into a general hospital in 1961. But believe it or not, Seaside Sanatorium served another purpose in its long life. In the 1970s, Seaside Sanatorium became property of the Connecticut Mental Health Department, and with that, it was turned into a psychiatric hospital. However, unlike Seaside Sanatorium's days as a shining example of how TB facilities should be run, the mental hospital was a disaster. there were many cases of abuse and neglect on Seaside's hand, and in 1996, Seaside Sanatorium was abandoned for good and with many lawsuits. In 2016, Seaside Sanatorium was turned into a state park by Governor Daniel P. Malloy. Now the grounds are easily accessible and plenty of people walk around, but going inside the buildings is absolutely prohibited. Some proposals for the buildings include making a hotel or a lodge. From a revolutionary sanatorium to a crumbling mental hospital, Seaside Sanatorium is a beautiful place full of history and unique architecture. This has been a look at the past. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.